Hey guys, my name's Justin and welcome to Hellsboro, where we care about the design behind designer luxury. And if you care too, make sure you subscribe. Wait, hold on. Heh. For today's video, I thought it would be fun to do a bag review of the Loewe Small Heel Bag in soft calfskin in tan, and it's called the Small, even though it's the biggest one of it besides the Duo. But there is a mini and then a nano, but this is the Small. But this one specifically has marquetry details of Soot Sprites from the from the Totoro, from the My Neighbor Totoro Loewe collaboration. And then there's even a little guy on the back. If you are new to this channel, I like to do my bag reviews following a specific kind of like categorization. There we go, there's our big word for the day. So I like to follow 5 different points, and those are design, durability, comfort, investment value, and impact. We add them all together, mix them all up, and then we get our score and see how it does. So for design, let's take a look. I know like the title, it had like soft calfskin, but this is actually a very like, it is pretty stiff, so it does have a bit of structure to it, which I think is nice for such a small bag, especially one that you wear so close to your body. As you can see, the shape of it is kind of like the back of a shoe, like what a heel would look like. Really quick, one thing that is so satisfying about this, and I know I like every time I pull this out, I talk about it, but it's the fact that like it's kind of like that cell phone closing feeling. When you close it, it just like, oh, I'm so mad, mom. It just feels so satisfying. That's in part to like, there's like magnets here. But okay, focus. So it has a magnet closure along with this flap lid. What do you call this? Oh my god, my brain's broken today. With a flap? So it has this like structured like stiff leather that sets perfectly in here, so it's like a really, I would call it a safe seal. I actually wore this when I went to like Disneyland Paris because I wanted a small bag and I wanted something secure, and this is what worked for me. It also has 1, 2, 3 card slots, and then an interior pocket. I don't know if it's lined in suede or if it's unlined. No, it's lined in suede or something, or like some, I can't tell. I also can't really see it. It looks like it's like a suede, like a microfiber-y kind of suede though. Oh my gosh, this is like a really nice inside of the bag. What? Clearly I've never like looked inside of here, just because I mean it's also like so small that you just like reach in and get whatever. And then it has a really thin crossbody strap, and there's not much hardware, but the hardware that it does have is this shiny silver, and I think that's great. Also a fun little detail too is that, so of course it can be worn crossbody through the strap here, but you can also turn it into a belt bag by putting the strap through these little slots, which I think is great. You know, we have to stand a versatile bag, right? And then like all of my Studio Ghibli reviews, I'll like talk about the little details of this bag specifically towards the end, so then, you know, if you're looking for just like a regular one, you can ignore this part. But I will say that there is a good amount of marquetry on here, and you even get that kind of fun aspect of this is a kind of just like a grained leather, and then you have the suede as well here. And then same thing, you have a little detail of little Soot Sprite on the back, which I think is an amazing detail. And I think one of the really nice things too is that all of the edges are hand painted, and they're painted black. That's not special to the Studio Ghibli collab at all, that's just how it is. They like to do black edging on their like really, I don't know, this tan is like so amazing. It has like just enough richness and just enough like of that like burnt ochre kind of like yellow orangey undertone, but then it still is cool enough that it works with, I don't know, so many different types of colors. When you're just taking your bare essentials, like if you're going to like, yeah, like a theme park, or I think if you want to be bougie and like carry this hiking because you have someone else to carry your water bottle. Like, this works great. I don't know why I made that suggestion, but I don't know, it definitely has its time and place, and its time and place is not all the time, or place. It functions so well for when you need something like this, and it's just so beautiful, I think, and satisfying to close it. I think I'm gonna have to give it an 8. So let's move on to durability. Like I said, the description calls it a soft calfskin, but it is actually quite stiff and structured, although I will say it is very like... I'm just like rubbing on it right now. So it is smooth, but it almost has this kind of like buttery quality to it, where like, I don't know if any of y'all are going to understand what I'm saying, but like when you drag your finger across something, there's like a certain level of friction you get from it. The level of friction just feels like luxurious, where like it doesn't pull on your skin, it's not scratchy, but it's also not too smooth. So like, I don't know, it feels very supple even though it's a structured leather. So I don't know if you know this about me, but in several other videos I said I don't like looking at my bags because I don't want to see the scratches, so that it would make me sad, but I'm forcing myself for you guys. But you know what? I'm not seeing any scratches. I'm also not gentle with this. Like I said, I brought this to theme parks and I'm not seeing anything actually. I'm actually quite impressed. I am a little worried that if I scratch it, it's gonna be like very obvious just because it has that kind of like supple leather feel. So I think, oh my god, I don't know. I don't know. I'll give it an 8. The next topic we're going to talk about is comfort. How comfortable is this? So, I have a fun story for you guys. First off, I want to preface, I think in general, a lot of reasons why like these smaller bags, like mini bags and crossbodies, are so popular is because they're so small, they tend to be lighter because you can't put as much stuff in them. So they do, again, tend to be more comfortable. Let me tell you, I don't know why, I was in the mood to wear this as a shoulder bag. So I like just had it on my shoulder, even though like the strap was super long. And mind you, this was like dead of winter, so I had on like 3 layers, and I threw this on my shoulder, and I honestly could not even feel it. I could not even feel it so much that I ended up dropping it and walking maybe like 2 blocks away from it, not realizing it until I was like, oh, I want a lip balm or something out of there. And I was like, oh my god, I don't have my bag. So I like called the store that I was at before, asked if like they had anything in the lost and found. They said no. I was about to have like a breakdown because I was like, I don't know, this is a very special bag to me. Like I have a lot of good memories with it. And I was like, oh my god, I lost it. I'm gonna start crying on the street. In the cold, my tears are going to freeze. And then we ended up just backtracking, and then it was on the floor. It was on the ground. Some kind Samaritan placed it, instead of just being in the middle of the sidewalk, kind of propped it up on like a fence post kind of thing, like the things where it doesn't let cars go onto sidewalks, like one of those poles. And they just propped it up there, and I was like, oh my god, A, thank you to whoever chose not to steal it, and B, this bag is so comfortable, I didn't even notice that I dropped it. So maybe this is a little bit of a generous score, since like it was so comfortable that I almost lost it, but I am going to give this for comfort a 10. I will say I do not wear this on my shoulder anymore. I wear it as a crossbody, but this is one of those kinds of bags where like I can just wear it as a crossbody and I don't feel it. So just a note. So here comes my least favorite category, but I do think it's important to at least talk about. Divorce. I'm just kidding. Investment value, which, if you think about it. So I will say that because this bag is a limited edition and it's from like the premiere collaboration that Studio Ghibli and Loewe did, I think there's a certain amount of value where I could probably get the cost that the bag is, even though I've used it, but I mean, I would still say it's in very good condition. Like, I would say it's like the highest possible condition, but I'm pretty sure I could get at least like what I paid for the bag back. But I will say that if you're looking at typical heel bags like on Vestaire or eBay or anything like that, you can see ones that have either been never used or are in very good condition, and they're marked down like 35%, and they're still not selling. So I definitely think this is not the kind of bag to buy if you want a good investment. I think in general, like Loewe bags, unless it's one of the special edition, limited edition ones, it's not necessarily the greatest investment to make. But I mean, if you like a bag, if you love the shape, and honestly, like if you want a satisfying closure experience, oh my god, come on, that's worth it. But that being said, really it's not selling for like 35 however many percent off, and it's like very good slash new condition. I think I'm gonna have to give it a 4. Actually, you know what? I forgot I was talking about an actual limited edition one. For this one, I'll give it a 6. Alright, on to our last category, which is impact. Ba, ba, ba. This bag, it doesn't really look like luxury. I think when you get the luxury experience, it's mostly from the feel of it, from the construction of it, and like really just like the tactile experience you have when you're interacting with this bag. Even if people know about the Loewe Totoro collab, they know Soot Sprites or whatever, I think because it's so small, it maybe just doesn't get the same kind of attention that some of the other bags would. That being said, I do have a friend who, like, the first time I wore this around her, she immediately grabbed it and she was like, "What is this?" And she like, I was like, "Here, just play with it." And she like also became obsessed with the but it's also like, it's a friend. I think there's kind of a difference between like if a stranger on the street versus like one of your friends says something. That being said, no one's ever commented on this, which I always say this, but like attention has a time and a place. And this is one of those bags where if you don't want attention, or you probably shouldn't have attention, go for it, because it still gives you that luxury feel, that luxury experience, without being too flashy. If we're talking about impact, yeah, I'll give it a 5. So I did want to say one more thing. When I am doing these bag reviews, it is never like me saying, I give this score, so this is what the score would be for you. It's very much, this is what it is for me. I want you to hear like what I'm saying so that you can take that and filter what you want and what's relevant for you so that you can make the decisions on your own. But without further ado, let's do some math. Okay, I did the math, and I got a 74. That's pretty good. It's like a middle C, and I would say that's pretty appropriate. Just because it has like a C doesn't mean it's a bad bag. It just means that that's kind of where the balance sits. Like, for me, I do appreciate getting like attention when I'm wearing these kinds of things. I think everyone kind of likes to hear compliments when they're wearing outfits, but I don't know. This one definitely like is pretty low-key, but it still gives you that luxury experience. So that's the small Loewe heel bag. Let me know, do any of you guys have this bag actually? Or do you want it, or did you even know it existed? I'd love to get your opinions on it. But that's all I have for you today. So if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like this kind of content and that you too care about the design behind designer luxury. Until next time. You're just like, oh. What? I hate you so much.